Are you looking for some really cute Christmas decor ideas that you can do for $5 or less? Well, you're in luck. Hi, my name is Leslie and welcome to Happy Tuesday, where we do crafts and DIYs and home decor and more. Today I've got 5 super cute, budget-friendly Christmas decor ideas that you can do. Don't forget to stick around till the very end. I'll give you a hint on what we're going to be doing next week. So, let's get started. And let's get started with project number 1. Have you ever seen these envelope things and you just weren't quite sure what to do with them? Well, here is a fun, cute little Christmas idea. So first I am going to spend some time ripping off this paper because every time I try to paint it, it just ends up getting all wrinkly and whatnot. So I've got the paper all taken out as far as I can get it, and now I'm going to paint that area red. I did look at trying to remove that tin around the edge and take it off that way, but it just wasn't working. So once I have this all painted red, then the next thing we're going to do is to get out our vinyl. Now, if you don't have a Cricut, you can always get stickers at the Dollar Tree or the craft store. I created 2 stickers. One says "Deliver to the North Pole" and the other says "Letters for Santa." I find whenever I do decals on my Cricut, the smaller the letters, the more difficult it is to weed that out and make sure that all the pieces end up in the places they're supposed to be. So you'll notice that I have the L and the E hanging out on the edge, and I'm going to end up doing the same with the O on this "Letters to Santa." But it all works out just fine, and it just shows you that sometimes things don't go exactly as planned. And talking about going as planned, I took down all my fall decor at my house pretty close to 2 weeks ago, and I still have yet to get my Christmas decor up. Someday. Well, at least I have the Christmas decor that I've created here. That's all hanging around the house. So now I'm going to pick through my beads, and at first I thought I wanted the white and red buffalo check or the black and red buffalo check, but I decided they didn't quite match the red of my paint. And then I had forgotten to close up that hole in the top of this container because I wanted to create a different hanger. And so I am going to be using some of those tiny ornaments that I bought from Hobby Lobby a while back. And every time I need a little something, I just pull them out. So I used some painter's tape and some twine and created a little needle to thread my beads on with, and I'm going to alternate the red and the white beads until I get them all on there. And then I am going to use my handy dandy electric staple gun, and I will be staple gunning these down to the back side of this so that it can be used as a hanger or just have the beads as extra decor. Now I have a regular staple gun, you know, the kind that you have to really, really work at, but I got this electric battery operated, well, it's a rechargeable battery, on Amazon, and I just love it. And so I'm going to create a couple little decor pieces on the side, and this project will be complete. Isn't this so adorable? I just love it. And on to project number 2. Check out this little scene. So I took this lantern that I bought at the Dollar Tree, and I had all the little tiny decor pieces from their Village accessories over to the side, trying to decide what I wanted to use. I wasn't certain when I got started if I was going to do an outside or an inside scene, but I did finally decide on an inside scene, and so I am cutting one of these snowflake edges off, and then I'm also going to remove the little candle thing that's on the inside so that I have that to use as a floor for my scene. And this is going to be a little miniature scene. So once I took my handy dandy heavy duty nail file and filed down all the little rough edges, I am going to twist that little candle And then I am going to remove the little pieces off the bottom that hold it into place with my sharp edge. Now be careful, you don't want to cut yourself with this. And then you'll notice that that little candle had an edge that was poking up inside, and so I took my sharp edge and also removed that as well. Now I bought these little craft sticks at Hobby Lobby, no, at Home Depot. And but you can find them at Hobby Lobby, or they even have the larger craft sticks that you can get at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to trim those down and make myself a little wooden floor. Now I'm using my nail file again to file down the edges, and these sticks are actually thin enough that I could have cut them with my scissors instead of my miter shears. And once I get these all cut to size, then I am going to get out my antique wax from Waverly, and I'm going to give them a nice little coat of antique wax. And of course, you guys know I love to use the baby wipe to apply it, because then you can apply it and take it off all in the same step, and it saves you a step. And if you just want a light color, that's I think the fastest and easiest way to get it done. Now after I get those all covered, I'm going to glue them inside and make my little floor. We just need a little bit of glue at the edges, and these 4 pieces will be enough to cover the bottom. Once I've got that all in place, then I'm going to take this Santa, and I've decided I'll use him inside the scene. And then I've got this little trinket box that I bought at Dollar Tree, and I am going to take the top off. I'm going to remove all the hardware, and I am going to use this to make a fireplace. Originally, I was looking at it, I thought it might make a cute little door, but I thought the fireplace would be even more adorable. To make this more authentic as a fireplace, I'm going to take these small craft sticks that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut them down to create the brick part of the upper part of the fireplace. And then I will create a black firebox, and I will paint these red, paint the inside of the firebox black, and then I will make it look like bricks. You'll also know I gave it kind of a whitewash appearance too. I love making miniatures. Once I got the fireplace all done, I'm going to make a little fire. So we'll start with some little craft stick faux flames, and I will paint those red and orange and yellow to give it that flame fire look. And after I get these all cut, I'm going to cut a little mantle so that I can decorate it with some greenery. And I will also be using those little wreaths over there to the left that you see that I bought at Hobby Lobby. and I will be coloring it a little bit darker green and putting those on top of the fireplace. I just used this scrap piece of a paint stir stick, and I thought I'd do that whole little snapping thing, where it didn't work out so great. Anyway, I'm going to take this piece of greenery from a package I got at Dollar Tree, and I am going to paint my little mantle to match my fireplace, and then I'll glue my greenery on and take care of my wreath and get this all decorated. Next, I will grab for my air clay and I'll make some faux logs and get the fire going inside my fireplace. Now, I did not let my air clay dry, say that 3 times fast, before I painted it, because I'm going to want to add my faux flames into it, and I want them to be able to stay. So I got the flames in, and then I will glue this into the bottom of my fireplace, and look how cute! I'm so excited about this. I think it turned out super cute. And then we will move on to the rest of our scene. In all the faux trees that I had, I could not find a single one that I thought was the right size. And I really wanted green, but this white one was as close as it was getting. And so I trimmed off the bottom and took off some of the pieces and thought that was good enough. So I glued it back together, and then I got it in there and it was still too big. So I trimmed it down some more and took off some more pieces and got it down to the size I wanted. And then I will take some green paint, and I believe I used Christmas green, and I will just give it a little greenery, and so it's a little white, little green, but not nearly as stark as it started out to be. So we could say it's kind of reverse flocked. And then I thought that the wreath needed a little bit more decoration, so I took this little sticker sheet that I have from the Dollar Tree, and I picked off these little half pearl items, and I stuck those on. And then Santa did not need his little snow base to be inside the house, so I took that off, and then I created a little 3 presents, and I am going to tie a little baker's twine bow and put those on top of the presents, and then I will glue it all together. I thought one more thing before I do all that. Santa looks a little plasticky and fake, and so I am going to paint all the red pieces red and the black pieces black and the white pieces white, and give him a more matte, we'll say realistic, quote unquote, look. And then I'll glue it all together. I think it turned out so adorable. And in hindsight, I probably would have painted that whole lantern with chalk paint too, just to give it an unshiny plastic look, but it still turned out super cute. I like it. I hope you do too. After I finished it all and I looked at it for a little bit, I decided it needed some light, only it had to be just the right light. So I found one of these little push button lights that you can get at the Dollar Tree, and I installed the base into the top of this lantern, and then I screwed on the light piece, and that gives me the perfect ability to click on a little light in here, and I think that just finished it off perfectly. What do you think? If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Comment below today's word of the day, which is Santa. And that brings us to project number 3. I think this turned out so cute. So I got this little cutting board from Hobby Lobby along with these little fall spoons, and they were on clearance. And then I have some of my favorite little gingerbread men from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to make a cute little ornament or tiered tray sitter. So I'm first going to start with my handy dandy baby wipes, and I am going to use my antique wax and give them a nice little coat of brown color and make them look more gingerbready. Once that's all done, then we will take some white chalk paint and we will cover this chalkboard with a couple good coats. And I did the front and the back in case you want to hang it as an ornament, or I guess even in a tiered tray you may see the back of it. And so 2 coats, I believe, covered it really nicely. Once that part is done, then I'm going to get some ribbon out. And I got this checked ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to create a little ribbon to go around the spoon. And then I'm also going to create little ribbons and bow tie for my gingerbread. Lastly, I will take a little bit more of that red checked ribbon and I'm going to make a little hanger for the cutting board and run that through that little hole up at the top, make a little knot, and that will finish that off so cutely. Now before I finish putting this all together, I created a couple little vinyl stickers on my Cricut, but again, you could use stickers from anywhere. And I am putting a 2023 on the little spoon, and then I will take a black piece and I have on it perfect batch. Now you could make this Mimi's perfect batch, Yaya's perfect batch, Nana's perfect batch, Mom's perfect batch, whatever you want to do to personalize it. And then you could either write in a paint marker, or you may want to go ahead and use your Cricut or stickers again and put the little kids' names on top of the gingerbread to personalize it for whomever you want to give this to, or if you want to keep it for yourself. I personalized mine to give away. I think it turned out adorable. What do you think? And it's finally time for project number 4, and this is the one that I was telling you about last week. So we're going to use this fence pickets, we're going to use the dowel and some paint, and we are also going to use some vinyl that I Cricuted, or you can use stickers. So first I'm going to start by taking this fence picket post apart and get all the little individual pieces, and then I will sand those down after I get all the nails and pieces out of it, and then it'll be ready to use. Next thing I'm going to do is take my handy dandy baby wipes, and I'm going to use my antique wax and give a nice little coat to that dowel to make it look stained and weathered, and then I will start painting all my little arrows. Now I chose to paint them all in different colors, some neutrals and some Christmas colors, and then I will oops, I forgot. I need to drill a little hole in my dowel base so that it'll have something to stand on. So I took my handy dandy little drill. I bought this on Amazon, and it is battery operated. It's in a matching set with my staple gun that I used earlier. And I'm going to next start painting those fence pickets. Once all that was dry, then I took my vinyl and I kind of color coordinated this a little bit. So I have a Santa's workshop and a reindeer barn and hot cocoa and elf village and sleigh rides, and I picked a different color to go with each one. And then I decided they needed a little embellishment for part of this, and so I used some of those miniature ornaments again from Hobby Lobby and gave them a little embellishments. Since it's all looking kind of worn a little bit and weathered, I decided to give it a little bit more weathered look on my arrows. And so I sanded those down just a little bit on the edges with my handy dandy nail file. And then I used my brown ink pad from Hobby Lobby and gave it a little rough up around the edges. And then I glued on my little embellishments for each of the items that I chose something for, and then I will put it all together. After I got it all together, I decided it needed one more touch, and so I'm going to take some of my puff paint from Dollar Tree and give it a little snow at the top of each sign, and that will finish it off. I think it turned out so cute, and I hope you love it as much as I do. And that brings us to our final project, project number 5. I think this turned out so high end, and I just love the way it looks. So first thing I'm going to do is pick out the 3 trees that I want to use on the inside of this glass vase that I bought at Dollar Tree, and then I am going to get my top set up. Now I'm going to use this push light, and I am going to use that little Dollar Tree sign, and I'm going to take off one of those little rounds and use that as the top cover. I am taking off the staples so that I can use all the pieces for something else later, and I'm going to sand that down just a little bit and take the paper off so that I can paint this on both sides, and I'm going to give it a coat of white paint, white chalk paint. Now you can either use the snow pieces that you can find at Dollar Tree, or I chose to use the Epsom salts. I like the way it had a less glittery look to it and more snow filled. In order to get my little opening set, I'm going to take some painter's tape, and I am going to tape as much of the front as I am going to run that oval around. And then I took a piece of paper and I cut my oval out, and then I'll trace my oval onto the painter's tape, and then I'm going to use my utility knife and I will cut around that painter's tape to give me my oval look. I didn't have any clear glue, so I'm going to use regular Elmer's. It says it dries clear anyway, and I'm going to put the glue all around the entire vase, and then I will sprinkle Epsom salt right on top of the glue, and then this part will be completed. While I let that lid dry, I decided to take that painter's tape off and reveal my opening. I think it looks amazing. And while I was peeling it off, some of those pieces of Epsom salts actually fell on top of the lid, and then I had an idea. I would sprinkle some on there as well and make it frosty, snowy goodness too. And once that dried, then I was ready to put the light onto the lid and have it be ready to all be put together. I think this turned out so beautiful. I just love it so much. And I love it styled here with this little truck with the trees. Which one was your favorite? Comment down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really do enjoy our time together. Now, since you stuck around to the very end, I'm going to give you a hint on one of the projects we're doing next week. You're going to need a shadow box of some sort, some little snow pieces from Dollar Tree, and some scrapbook paper. You'll also need some vinyl, and if you don't have a Cricut, I'll give you some other ideas on what things that you can do to make this project as well. So until then, make it a great day and happy Tuesday!